Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Some Random. I am your host, Sriracha Flash. With me today, the beautiful, the wonderful, the mischievous Mario Maker Master, Skullman Scotty. Skullman, how are you doing today, buddy?
Alright.
All right.
Woke up pretty late.
Ooh, man, I wish I could have one of those days where I wake up late. This fucking waking up at 5 in the morning thing is for the birds. I'm tired of it. I'm so tired. All the time. This shit sucks.
Yeah, I work second and third shift, so I don't end up going to sleep until like 7 a.m.
Oh, damn. Oof. Yeah, that's... Man, my third shift days back in the day, that always bugged me. I would always be up until like 2, 3 in the afternoon. I'd get like 4 or 5 hours of sleep in the middle of the day, and it's like interrupted sleep because I can't sleep during the day. Fucking... That shit... Nah. No thanks. No thanks. But hey, why don't we get started by telling the people, who the hell are you, Skullman?
Kind of really a nobody. I make really, really difficult Mario Maker levels that no one wants to play. And I run a Discord community of a bunch of nerds that like D&D, and I'm a dungeon master. That's it. And I'm Sriracha friend.
Yeah, well, listen. A Sriracha friend is certainly a somebody, I'll tell you that much. But look, the purpose of the show, is we're all fucking nobodies. That's why we're doing the damn show. We're going to put ourselves out there. Hot damn it. But yeah, no, like, as you mentioned, I won't say that no one wants to play your Mario Maker levels, because I've played a couple of your levels from even back when you were doing the Mario Maker 1 levels. And they are notoriously difficult. That being said, they're not impossible. They're definitely a true fucking test of skill, though.
Well, yeah. Yeah, but I think I put it at my mantra for making levels is like NES hard, PC creative, SNES fun.
Ooh, that's a good way of fucking describing it. I like that a lot. NES hard, PC creative, NES hard, PC creative, SNES fun. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm done with that. That's actually really fucking good. Yeah, yeah. I guess I'll get this out of the way really quick. Instead of doing it later in the show. If you guys hear me interacting with anyone that's in the chat or Skullman interacting with anyone in the chat, just know that this is a Twitch show. You can join us live on twitch.tv/SrirachAFlash, where we do these interviews live. Join us, interact with us, and we'll try to, get some questions from the chat and everything throughout. But as Dadman notes, Dadman is also a DM bro. He's a big dungeon master. He's in the running for the most attractive dungeon master to ever have walked this planet. And I'm not one to argue with that. But
I suppose I should pull up the Twitch chat then.
It's fine. But yeah, no. Your Mario Maker levels are super impressive. How did you get started with? I guess everyone submits their levels to the Beard Bros. The Beard Bros have an open level creation thing. Send them levels for them to play. But yours really took off and really struck a chord with the Beard Bros. How did that all get started?
Well, for a while I was working a pretty good job, and saving up money was kind of difficult for me. But I've been watching the Beer Bros since day one. For example, I know that their URL is youtube.com/thatonelaserclown. That's real.
Oh, holy shit!
Yeah. No one realizes it. That one laser clown.
What in the fuck? All right. A diehard fan.
Yeah. I've been watching TOVG stuff for ever, and I was like, you know what? They launched this Game Wisp thing. I'll subscribe to it, but doing their normal thing, that's not going to cut it for me. They're going to have to earn this money that I'm going to send to them freely. I probably would have done it anyway, just for them doing it. So I placed a bet against Gerard that if he could beat my level, and I tried to make it as hard as I could at the time, given a time restraint, because I only had 2 weeks to make it. And I was just like, you play this level I'll subscribe to your game list. The highest tier. I'll get that T-shirt. I don't care. And that was the finale of like their season 1. It's really fun. I go back and I rewatch it all the time.
Well, I remember like when they did the all Skullman, and at this point they did multiple all Skullman episodes, which is awesome. But yeah, I remember when like the thumbnail was just like the skull, and like a black background, and I was like, what in the fuck is this? And those honestly are probably some of my favorite episodes to watch because so many levels get submitted, and they've played so many that are like creative. And this isn't to downplay anyone because like I've submitted levels and they've played one of my levels on their show as well. But like I'll include mine in this where the levels are like have a good idea but it's not well executed. Where yours seem to be like drawn up from fucking blueprints on the wall, like everything in your levels has a purpose, and I think that's what resonates really well with them and with viewers. That your levels, they don't seem like out of place anywhere. Like everything that's put into space serves a purpose. Every block like serves a purpose. There's no wasted space in any of your levels.
Yeah, and especially in my first ones because I was very minimalistic. Now I'm trying to like fill empty spaces and stuff as well, but so I've got like more aesthetics in them. But yeah, I feel like a level shouldn't just anyone could go and create a level, but not a lot of people can like build a level or what's another term I could use to say, because I mean anyone could just slap blocks in a thing and send it in, and I feel like it should at least take some thought to complete. You know?
Yeah. Is there like a particular place that you draw inspiration from when you're making the levels? Like, do you go and find things in other people's levels or like from other games, to try to put them into your levels, or is it completely freeform? Like, I think this would work here, so on and like that.
I suppose I do a bit of both. So I'll take like mechanics and things that I didn't think would work or something like that from other people's levels. But as for like ideas, my influence comes from Super Mario and N plus, or I suppose just N, but now it's N plus or N plus plus, whatever the hell it is now. And Super Meat Boy. So I'm just used to really hard platformers.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see a lot of the Super Meat Boy inspirations, especially in the most recent one that they've been playing with the Castle of Skullman, which was an awesome concept, and I really hope that they do finish it one day. I hope it gets voted into the Beard Bowl so that actually people will play it and finish it, or they'll play it and finish it. So that brings me like from there. I want to ask. You've obviously played a lot of Mario levels. You've played a lot of Nintendo like inspired things. When you play a regular Mario game, are you ever like, they could have done this instead? Like, what are your thoughts on Nintendo's design for the levels?
They're pretty polished. So they do what I don't, and they slowly introduce concepts over time. It is. A lot of people would say it's hand-holdy, but I mean, it is what it is in order to teach them, or teach the player on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, there's wonderful like lectures and things that just go off of like Mario 1-1 from like the regular NES Super Mario Brothers. Like the first screen alone teaches you like 6 mechanics in the game.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've heard the stories before where they've had people come in, like they bring in kids that are like ages like 5 to 13, right, to play 1-1, and then they record how well those kids do, and they adjust the difficulty for their games going forward from that. Which I've always thought was like a really interesting thing. because that level 1-1 of Super Mario Brothers really does teach and show so much of what is possible within the levels themselves. It does a really good job of doing that. But then there are some levels that I think of, like the Donut Plane stages. The Donut Plane stages I feel like are fun, but some of them feel like a mess, especially like Donut Plains 2. Donut Plains 2 just feels like this is a level. I think it's Donut Plains. I could be wrong, but this is like just...
Yeah, but I know what you mean. There's a lot of them that just feel like they're filling empty space. Like there's nothing new happening, and there's things feel like they're kind of thrown together. I don't wholly agree with that. It is okay for a game to kind of fill space, but
Yeah.
I feel like that maybe they should on some of those instances maybe they should like focus on puzzles, because platforming on of itself being difficult is fine, but if it's bland, then either make it more difficult or add a puzzle, because there's like ghost houses are essentially puzzles,
Right.
you know, which are some of my favorite ones are like I know everyone hates them, but like the underwater stages, because they have some really good mechanics with like the pushing water pipes and how the open spaces, or like the pitfalls, you actually fall faster in those, as opposed to just regular swimming. So the different mechanics in that make it more intriguing to me.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all right. So I don't want to retract because I stand by my shit. But I think the reason that Donut Plains 2 is the one that sticks out to me is because I don't necessarily care for side scrollers that much when there's not much going on. And that's what Donut Plains 2 is. It's the side scroller that has like the yellow spikes that come up and like push you up and down. Not spikes, but like the yellow platforms that come up. They have like the weird slopes on them. And that level, for the life of me, has always been like the most boring level. Even with like the secret exit. Like the secret exit's fine, and like that's a beginner's like secret exit, you know, that's like baby's first secret exit. But yeah. And I am okay with like filler levels. Like you can't have new mechanics, new things introduced all the time. And I understand that. But yeah, I think there are a lot of levels that I've seen from the Mario Maker community that I go, man, that's really good. Like that's a good Nintendo level. Like that's a really solid Mario level. That could be in like a mainline game. And I think the reason that I like your levels so much is because whenever I play them, I never feel like it's an unfair level. I'm always like, man, this could be like in a challenge mode for a Mario game. Like,
yeah. Well, I'm not a fan of like those. There are some really high tier Mario levels that are like you always have to keep moving and there's all sorts of stuff happening on the screen, and yeah, they all have a purpose, but there's so much information being thrown at you that sometimes it's hard to grasp it.
yeah.
I've done that very few times, but I've always tried to incorporate the idea of like object permanence and like single screen puzzles or platforming challenges where you can see everything you have to do in order to progress, but the challenge is actually doing it.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can understand that, and I can appreciate it too. Yeah, there are a lot of things where you're like, oh, I missed a secret in this level. Like, where could it be? And it's one that's kind of obfuscated by so much shit going on that you're like, well, it's not really a secret. It's just like a very, very hard to find thing that doesn't make any sense as to why it would be there. And that seems to happen. But I mean, other than that, I think Nintendo does do a good job. But yeah, I guess I'm just curious on what your thoughts were, because you're a very well. Listen, I can only kiss your ass so much about this, but I'm gonna keep doing it. Your levels that you make are really, really, really well designed. So I've always thought, like, from someone that's like a master maker, oh, that's a weird phrase. But from someone that's like a master maker within these levels, I've always wondered, what do you think about Nintendo's design in these?
Well, I mean, I haven't even played that many. I think the last like Mario title game I played was Super Mario World.
Oh, really?
Other than like Super Mario Maker, I think that's it. I think I played the new Super Mario Brothers on the DS when I
Okay.
had that, but I think that was it. I haven't played because I didn't. The only game I had for the Wii U was Super Mario Maker. I bought it specifically. I spent my savings specifically to get it for the Beer Bros. Same with the Switch. I only really I someone gifted me Smash uh, that I have like 10 characters in. Like you have to unlock them all this time around, and I'm like, I don't have the time. Someone gifted me Pokemon. I'm at the end. I finished the main story, and now I don't really know what else to do because I'm not competitive like that.
Right.
Um, and then I have Mario Maker 2, and that's it.
Okay. I mean, look. Sometimes you look. Those are all solid. Like sometimes you just need like a good collection of games to round out stuff. You don't need a whole bunch. Smash, Pokemon, and Mario Maker will literally keep you busy forever. Those are three games that can be non-linear forever and can be infinitely played. Um,
Yeah, I suppose.
yeah, but so you've designed these levels. They've gotten notoriety within like the Beard Bros fame. What's it like to see those levels like get big attention from YouTubers like that?
Um, I mean, because their intention was to go on there and nowhere else. I mean, it's no real big, and I mean to have levels that are like they're difficult, but they're only like I feel like slightly better than some of the other ones on there. Like some other people have made some awesome bomb ass levels. Uh, so I don't really feel like mine are all that fantastic.
I mean, yeah.
They're a bitch to beat, but that's about it.
Well, listen, don't downplay yourself too much because I'll agree with you. There are very fantastic levels. People have done a very wonderful job. You aren't the only creator that does very good work, but you are definitely I will say one of the top three creators that consistently gets on the show that does do extremely good work. Um, so yeah, don't downplay yourself. But yeah, that's I've had a couple episodes like with Brett on his channels, like where we play games, and I'm like, I wouldn't say looking forward to them, because the one I really didn't even realize that he was recording until like it went live. Then I went, oh shit, like there's my dumbass in a first to five with Brett. Whoopsies. So, but when it comes out, like I'm like, I get giddy because I'm like, oh shit, like this is kind of cool. And for you, that's had like a much bigger like YouTube attraction, especially with like Gerard and everything like that. I can only imagine that it tickles some part of like the inside of your soul where you're like, God damn, like this is a super cool feeling.
Oh yeah. Like watching it, but to be honest, uh, I just like the idea of people playing it. Just not it doesn't have to get notoriety or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the idea of sharing something that I've created,
Yeah.
which is why I'm really big on D&D. Uh, I've always been a creator ever since like uh, shoot. I think my biggest time was during like Halo 2. I was like the custom games host amongst like a ton of people because I would make all these game types. I think by the time I finished playing Halo 2, I had like if I think hard enough, I can think of the number. I think it was rough. I think it was like 730 some custom game variants
Wow.
with like rule sets and team variants and stuff like that. Like I was around for the creation of like zombies in Halo and like VIP with the President game type and
Mm-hmm.
Griffball and stuff like that. Um, back in the Halo 3 days, like yeah.
God damn. That some of my best friends in the world are very very hardcore to this day, still into Halo 2. Like it seems like every couple months we'll break out Halo 2 to like do a small LAN session for like a couple hours. That game I can always go back to, and I've always been. I think the custom game types have always been my favorite type of thing to do because it was always so creative. I remember doing like a Predator mode where someone would like grab the skull, and that when they had the skull, you had to hold it for a certain amount of time. That person became invisible and super fast, and that shit was always very fun. Like I love those game modes.
Yeah, yeah, and it would like the one of the cooler parts about like making, especially in like Halo 2, because there were small differences in depending on in the maps depending on what type of game you were playing. Like if, man, this is gonna take my head somewhere, but if you were playing on Headlong in a regular deathmatch or a capture the flag, there was this like hanging bridge that would be there. But if you were playing uh, assault or oddball, it wouldn't be there. So you could make a game variant based on that alone. Or sometimes I would make variants that would require you to break like the boundaries of the games, like a destruction derby where uh, everyone would go out of bounds on one of the DLC maps and go to the top of one of these towers and knock everyone down. Because you couldn't build maps back in the day unless you modded. So uh, that was hella fun. I have a ton of good memories from that.
Yeah, that's. I know a lot of people talk about GoldenEye and stuff like that, like older guys like me that are like, man, GoldenEye was the best because you get together with your friends and shit like that. And as much as I played GoldenEye, Halo 2 and Halo 3, multiplayer with my friends and with my brothers, I always felt like was infinitely more fun.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you could also play online, and GoldenEye was the same couple people that you played with who would always complain that you were cheating somehow or some shit.
Yeah.
You know?
It's slappers in real life, goddamn. That was
Yeah.
awful.
I I never really got a chance to play GoldenEye.
Yeah, you're not
I
missing
didn't
out.
have yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of like both friends and an opportunity as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, you know, I only got a chance to I played with Stray Dogs and like uh, nothing. uh,
Hey, listen, man. Sometimes what you play with the right stray dog, that's a lot that's a lot of fun. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm not gonna knock you for playing with stray dogs. Shit, we had so many stray dogs wandering in our house because like we lived out in the country and shit like that. So like a dog would just come by the yard and you just go out and pet it and it'd be on its way and you go, hey, a fucking dog came by today. I ain't gonna knock you for fucking playing with stray dogs. That shit was the best. A weird dog wandering in your yard is like always secretly exciting. You're like, oh shit, whose dog is that? Who does that belong to? And you go out and pet it and you always kind of like, come here, little guy. And, like whistle to him and shit. That's secretly like, that's a big deal. I don't care what anyone says. A dog wandered into your fucking yard is like a big deal. That's a fucking moment of excitement for the day. And that's just me being a weird old man. Whatever. Fuck y'all. I like playing with dogs. So, all right. I'll circle back around this. So bring it back around. So within your notoriety for the Beard Bros and stuff like that, recently, you had a GoFundMe to get this tumor out of me is the title. You have a tumor in your foot. Condition's called plantar fibroma. If I'm reading that right.
yeah, I think the condition is plantar fibromatosis, and it's like just by physical stress or emotional stress and bad genes, your body decides that your feet aren't uncomfortable enough and grows a hard ass rock in the arch of your foot. Yeah. So I was unlucky enough to get one in both of my feet, and probably had them for the one that I have remaining. I've had for probably 10 years now.
Holy shit!
But it's been steadily growing. So when it's small, it's like, oh, you don't notice it. But then it's like when it's the size of your thumb, it's like, wow, this hurts.
Yeah, yeah, that
So
sounds awful. Yeah, I'm really sorry about that, man. Well, good news on the horizon. Like I said, you put out the GoFundMe, and Gerard did a stream, where he promoted the GoFundMe. A lot of people donated. You just made just over the $4,000 goal, so congratulations on that. But if
Yeah,
anyone's listening,
originally it wasn't $4,000, but
yeah, I remember
yeah.
it was like 2,500. But I mean, these things grow and they change. You know, you can no matter how much planning you do for hospital bills, it always feels like there is another cost that you never saw coming. Um,
Oh, bro, like I think I tried to make my like bio in that GoFundMe like as personable as possible, and like because like I said, I already had one removed, and when I went to the doctor's office, I was like, listen, uh, I'm not doing so well like financially, but I kind of want to get this thing out of my foot. How much are you guys gonna charge me in order to do so? Like, can you give me an estimate? And they were like, um, well, seeing of how big it is and the doctor, I think the doctor's fee would be around $700. And I was like, I mean, yeah, I can probably swing that. I go into the building and the facility charge in order to even walk in the door and get them to cut me open was $1,400, my dude.
what the
Like
fuck?
that's just the facility, and then I got the doctor's bill, which was 700, and then I got the anesthesiologist bill, which was like an extra like 200, 250, and then like all these other things. Be like, oh, we wanted to analyze it and make sure it was non-cancerous. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's not cancerous, but I mean, sure. I can't tell you no because you've already done it.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's too late now. God damn it. Oh my god. Well,
So
yeah, I'm not gonna fault you for the fucking for extending the goal because there's extended costs, and that's why even though we are over the $4,000 goal right now, look, Skullman's a super good guy. He's a wonderful person, a good friend of mine, that I've met through the Beer Bros and through fighting games. So I'm gonna have the link to his GoFundMe below, and if you want to donate, like I said, we're over the goal, but if you want to help with extra costs that we all know fucking pop up. If you've ever been in the hospital, if you ever had family in the hospital, you know this shit comes up. So if you want to donate, go right ahead. We'd be super appreciative, and it'd be doing me and a friend a good big favor here.
oh hell yeah, that's huge deal.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know how it goes.
the
It's someone who had my appendix out when I didn't have surgery, or when I didn't have insurance and I had surgery. I know how much this shit costs. It is
uh,
it is
the
not
surgery
fun.
costs were with insurance. That's the nuts thing.
Oh god. See, that's the. Listen, I'm not gonna go too much into this, but fucking American insurance is a goddamn scam, and
It is.
it makes me crazy. I makes me nuts. Makes me fucking.
I lo-
All right. Not to go too much into this, but I may or may not have had to take an ambulance ride while I was in Chicago this year for Combo Breaker. And even with insurance, the fucking ambulance ride was $1,500.
yeah, man, the most expensive taxi ever.
It is fucking. First of all, y'all could have just thrown me outside in the fucking gutter. All right, I would have been fine. But no, you had to put me in a goddamn ambulance. $1,500. That makes me crazy.
Yeah.
Makes me fucking crazy. And that was like with not like, and this isn't like state insurance. You know, like I understand state insurance like doesn't cover a lot for a lot of people. This is like insurance that I'm paying. I think at the time like $300 a month for. And like I get $300 a month, and y'all gonna fucking slap me with $1,500 bill? Like Jesus Christ in heaven. But whatever, it is what it is. Fucking, this isn't about me. This is about our friend Skullman, about his GoFundMe, and about getting these goddamn tumors out of him. So yeah, if y'all want to donate to his GoFundMe, it'll be in the little link thing down below, in the show notes. But yeah, do you have, now that we're slightly over the goal, do you have a planned surgery date?
No, because the hardest thing about it is now I have to try and figure things out with my job because I'm a courier,
Mm-hmm.
so and I can't drive after the surgery for like because this is on my right foot. I won't be able to work for like 8 weeks. So they're gonna have to find someone to replace me for that amount of time, or give me a new schedule for when I come back.
Gotcha.
So that's gonna be a tough cookie. But once I get that settled, I had planned. So the reason why it was 2,500 was because I was gonna use like all of my tax refund and save and pay for like a third of the cost, at least to get the surgery done, and then the GoFundMe was for the remaining bills. Because I hadn't planned to do this until Evo, because I had also wanted to go to Evo.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to swing that and get the surgery done.
Right.
But at least if I had done it, it would have worked out for work, because I only have to request one long thing of work and not like 8 weeks and then let me get this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. Well, sorry, ooh, dying over here. Yeah, that's well, hopefully we can get it sorted out. Hopefully work. I didn't know that you were a courier. That's fucking wild to me. That
yeah.
I can name one person that I've ever met in my entire life that was a courier, and that was you. So all right. So do you work like with leather and shit, or
leather and shit?
Yeah, like that's what a courier has always been like to me.
No, not courier. A courier, someone that takes things from one point to another.
Gotcha. Okay, I heard a courier, so I was like, "Is motherfucker a leather worker?" Like all right, but still, all right. Now I got you. I understand.
Yeah,
I understand.
No, I work for the like the healthcare labs in this area.
Gotcha. Okay.
I take like specimens and blood and organs from like one lab to another.
Gotcha. Okay.
So.
All right. Now.
Benefit
cooler,
is that I get better like health care for general health, but not for like specialty work, like for a podiatrist or surgery. That's not like critical or health risk.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay. All right. Well, look, that clears it up. Also, might be cooler than working with leather, because now you're just driving a fucking meat wagon with people's organs and shit. Now I'm way more excited about this job. I'm way more in on this. But look, the show is so random. We are an FGC podcast, so I have FGC questions I have to ask.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've already gone through who the hell are you. So you've been playing a lot of Guile recently, and before that you were on Akuma in Street Fighter V. But what got you into fighting games? Because you've been taking them, I'll say, semi-seriously and improving quite a bit recently.
I just, I don't know, man. I think I don't know. I've just always liked fighting games because it was, it's like I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's a fighting game. It's like fast paced, like rock paper scissors, but it also has like it has so many levels of depth. Like if you look at it from the meta, like first you analyze the character and what options they have available, and then you have tendencies that the player has, and then you have like the mechanics of the game itself. So you have so many things to look at as to like what are your options at a fast pace, like 99-second round. Like it's exhilarating. I unfortunately when I get like heated or I'm on like stream with someone that I like totally respect, like with Brett, I play him all the time and we always come out like 50-50, like either I win or he wins, even though he's probably way better than I am, but I'm over here like stressing out, having like a panic attack, or like I'm being overcome with adrenaline, like trying to figure out what he's gonna do because he's on that meta level,
right?
To me,
It's the good thing about playing Brett on his streams is that dude has fostered an environment that is super welcoming and understanding of people that are on stream, Because I remember when I had first started going to streams, because I've been there for a while, but when I first started getting into Street Fighter V and playing Brett on his stream, I was super nervous because, I've been in fucking countless Twitch chats for, like, CEO and Combo Breaker and Evo and shit like that. Like, we've all seen those fucking Twitch chats. So, like, when I played Brett, my first thought was, that's how this fucking Twitch chat's going to react to seeing me on stream against someone that like they all really like and respect, right? And I'm just some random asshole. So, but after playing a couple times, you kind of realize like, oh, like everyone is pretty chill, you know, and even like pretty supportive. Like, you know, you generally get like a couple good jobs and shit like that, and you perform in that game at a level like recently with Guile, your zoning pressure that you've created and you've really starting to take like control of as a character. You put on a damn good show against Brett. The last time that I had seen anyway, against his Gil, and I remember that being really awesome because he had to fucking work to get in, and that was really cool to see because there's not a lot of times that you see someone commit to like, no, I'm zoning, like I'm staying on one side of the screen and you have to work. You fucking made it a Mario Maker level.
You're gonna play my game.
Yeah, exactly. Like Brett really had to fucking play Mario and like traverse platforms to get to where he needed to be in order to get to you.
Yeah, it's a game of control. You know, as that's one of the levels of meta is whose game are we playing? Are we playing the aggressive game where, you know, you're coming at me with all these moves trying to get in, but if I try to keep you out and I do so successfully, then I have to anticipate what you're going to do moving in, and then I just have to counter that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just mind games.
Yeah, listen, you play hella mind games, and you do it very well. So. It was Street Fighter V like your first big fighting game that you got into like this, because I know you've been playing it quite a bit, but you said you've always been into fighting games, but is this the first one that you've really like hopped into?
It's the one I've been the most serious about, probably.
Okay.
I think like I've always just played fighting games with just like friends or by myself if they're interesting enough. I played Street Fighter 4, and I also played Akuma in that one, and Zangief, and T-Hawk. I think those were my three big ones. And I think I was higher ranked with my T-Hawk. I think it was like, because each character that you had was individually ranked, which I kind of like over Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
You know, but I think my T-Hawk was like in the B tier or something like that. I'm not great. You know, anyone can 360 on a Xbox pad and hard punch and do that 3 times and you win with T-Hawk. But I mean,
right. T-Hawk was mad fun in Street Fighter 4.
Hell yeah.
T-Hawk, Hugo, Zangief, and then Hakan were my characters that I played.
Hakan, yes.
Yeah, like
loved Hakan. Hakan was like my pocket 4th character.
That was the one
all
character.
I have to do is just wait for me to get Ultra, and then just like, what was it, down and punch? I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, the fucking down like 3 punches, and like, please for the love of God, fucking jump at me, like, please jump. I'm so fucking ready for this. Yeah, Hakan was the one character from 4 that I like as the new character that I was like, man, I really hope he makes it into 5. And I'm still holding out hope that he does make it into 5. Like, if they do like a season 5 of characters, I really hope he's one of the first ones that they announce. I think that'd be super exciting.
Well, this is season 5.
Yeah. Starting with Seth, I think is the beginning of season 5. Because Gil was like it on CFN's website. Gil like rounds out season 4, I think. He's lumped in with the season 4 characters.
Yeah.
So we're in season 5 now. Yeah, I shouldn't say if they do season 5. If they do a season 5 character pack, I'll say. Because we're currently in season 5 now. But yeah, if they announce more characters, Hakan is one of the returning ones I hope makes it in. Hakan, Hugo, T-Hawk. Bring back all my characters from 5. Put Zangief back in the game.
Put Zangief back in the game.
Make Zangief stronger. I want Zangief to really fuck shit up. Honestly, I just want all grapplers to be top tier forever.
You know what I'm kind of upset about is recently I've been really missing his green hand, and I really wish that was his second fee skill.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people talking about that. About like giving him green hand and stuff like that. I will say, as someone who played a lot of Zangief, Green Hand was a good tool, but that shit was unsafe as fuck if you did it raw. EX was like the best version of it. So like if they could find a way to incorporate like good EX Green Hand into the game, fucking please, spot on. Like yeah, do that.
It would. I mean, based on the averages amongst all the other characters, it would be -4 on block.
Yeah.
You know, or and like +2 on hit, but its main use would be to move you like horizontally across the screen and to nullify projectiles.
Yeah.
That would be its whole purpose.
Right. I really wish that they would do what his V skill. Did you ever play Marvel vs. Capcom? Ever?
No, I'm not huge on like really fast paced games like that.
Okay.
Because I remember I picked up someone gave me for like my birthday a couple of years back. They gave me like Marvel. It was Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom or something.
Mm-hmm.
The Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or whatever. And I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I kind of get it, but I would always I wouldn't switch out characters. I would just play until my character was dead, and then the next one would come in. Like That's just how I play. I don't feel like, I'm not good at task switching, I suppose, is the psychological term for it.
Okay.
But I would go online, and I literally got hit by like this team of, it was like fucking Dante, She-Hulk, and Taskmaster or some shit. And I got hit with one attack. I was fucking dead. Like all my characters. I was like, I'm just sitting here just waiting for your combo to be done. Right. I don't get a chance to play. This is no longer fun.
Yeah, that game turns into a one-player game real fast.
It is a one interaction per character like game. Like you have one interaction to get right, and if you get it right, you can probably combo until their death. I'm not a fan of that. I don't, with at least Street Fighter, you get at least, I think the lowest I've seen is 3 interactions, where, with Guile, I'm all about small interactions. Like my combos are only like 3 hits, like jab, jab, flash. Like that's it. That's my entire combo string, man.
That's all you need.
Unless you're stunned. Like that's all I have, you know? So, to see all these really long combos, yeah, that's cool, but I'm no longer playing the game. I want to play this mental game with you. I don't want to sit here and just be waiting.
Right. Well, the reason I bring up Marvel vs. Capcom is there was Mecha Zangief, and he had a fire-breathing move, which I'll throw on the screen right now for anyone watching. And so this is what I wanted his second V-skill to be, which is like extended yoga fire. This is the shit that I wanted.
This is old stuff. That's a I recognize this from not from Marvel vs. Capcom, but from Street Fighter versus Marvel Superheroes.
Okay, yeah, that lineage, like those are the games that I played when I was a kid.
I didn't play that until I was older, but I emulated that shit. But he was a secret character.
Yeah, he was Dark Sakura. I think Charlie, they were all secret characters and shit like that. But yeah, it was fucking awesome when you like realize how unlike these characters, or like found the fucking tips in a magazine somewhere. But yeah, this fire attack, that's the shit I wanted for a second V skill. Put it on a timer or something, so like make it like Bowser's fire breath was like my thought, where like Bowser's fire breath in Smash like starts off big and then gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and you have to like let it recharge before it like becomes large again. That shit would have been really cool.
It probably would have been an install. It probably would have been like he drink something, and then the next time you do it, it would be that. Oh
yeah, that would have been really awesome. That's something I would have been down with. Thoughts and Flight says, remember when characters were unlockable? Yeah, that's actually how we were talking about Smash a little bit ago. It was a lot of fun, but goddamn, unlocking 70 characters is a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, if it's 70 characters, fuck that. If it's like a roster of like 20, like I'm down. All right, like some of the most fun I had was unlocking characters for like Bloody Roar. Bloody Roar was my game. I was all about that shit.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever played it.
Yeah. Oh, I played a lot of Bloody Roar as a kid. Bloody Roar, I think 4 on the GameCube. Bloody Roar 3 or 4.
Bloody Roar 4 was on the PlayStation 2. It was an exclusive.
Okay.
Bloody Roar Primal Fury was
That's
the one,
the one.
on GameCube.
Okay, yeah.
That one was hella fun.
Yeah, that's the one I played.
Same dude who gave me the Marvel vs. Capcom, he also got me that.
Okay.
Which I was hella thankful for. Because whenever I would have, like... I'm not a huge fan of my birthday. Never have been. It's always been, like, cursed. But whenever I do have, like, a party or something, I'm like... We'll just have, like, fighting games and stuff. And it eventually turns into no one wants to play with me because... I've always been the better game player than all of my friends.
Okay. Yeah, fucking, I know how that goes, man. Like, me and my brothers would do that shit. Like, you know, you'd be playing, like, a fighting game, and, like, I would get really into it, and, like, well, I don't want to play this anymore. Like, god damn it. Just fucking play the game. I just want someone to play with.
I've only met a few people in my life that would be like, they would play a game and then, like, they would want to play again, and that would be our thing, is that we would always just go back and forth. One guy I used to be hella good friends with, he used to be like my rich friend, because I was hella poor as a kid. And we were friends just because our moms were friends. And he would have, like, he had an N64 and we would play Smash, and he would beat me all the time because he got to play all the time. And, you know, if by chance I would win, it would be because the game's messing up or something like that, and then he wouldn't want to play.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came back and I played Super Smash Bros. Melee against him. He disliked playing against me so much that he just gave up on all versus games ever. He's no longer in that. He's just like, I guess I'm just gonna play WoW from now on. Like, no more fighting games. I've ruined someone.
You roasted him too much. You fucking burnt him. Oh my god.
I played Meta Knight, and I flew around the entire, like, Legend of Zelda stage. And as he was running to catch me on the way back, I hit him with an attack, and he just flew off, and he was so mad. So mad.
Oh man.
Just gonna style on someone like that.
Listen. If you're gonna style on somebody, you might as well do it the right way. Style on somebody to the point where they fucking just fuck this. They tossed the Monopoly board off the table and never picked it up. That's what you fucking did.
You gotta be able to walk the walk, man. So, like, just earlier today, I had some match against some, because I've finally started playing ranked, because I played ranked at one point, and I just stopped. Once I hit silver, I was just like, this is the peak. This is as far as I go. I'm not getting any better. I started hitting a wall, and I was, all of a sudden, recently I've been going back into it, and I just faced this this bison with the V skill 2 where he teleports. And all he did the entire time was that and the, like, EX fireball and teabag. That was, like, his whole deal. Or and go into V Trigger 1 where he's just teleporting around and all sorts of bullshit. And it didn't help that he had, like, Netscape internet, you know? So I'm like, fine, he's teabagging, whatever. And then he wins the first match, and then I come back and I win the next two, but in the last round of the last match, I stunned him, and and then I teabagged back, and then I threw him for the kill. Like, you gotta be able to walk the walk. You can't just sit there and just... This isn't a mind game. This is, teabagging is one thing. You're just limiting your options at that point. I'm just gonna throw booms at you until you lose.
Oh shit! There are so many players that you run into on ranked who are like, they commit to a gimmick to try to, like, get through their ranked matches, and you'll find guys like that, like the Bison V Skill 2 with the EX Fireball is, like, the newest one where, like, that's their hottest mix-up. It's like, I want to throw this EX Fireball and then teleport behind you. Like, that's not the most telegraphed shit you've ever seen in your entire life.
I mean, I technically lose that trade if I boom you on, or not boom, flash you on reaction, because you can totally flash that.
Right.
If I time it right, I can either do a hard one and I can, because it's projectile invincible, or I can use the EX one, and I don't even get hit. And even if I do, I technically win that trade because I'm doing more damage to you than you are to me. So it's like, fucking whatever.
Yeah, throw that shit out, please. I'm fucking waiting for it. That I've gotten to the point now with Abigail. Like I picked V skill 1 for that matchup, and I just sit there and wait. Like I just crouch and wait. I treat it like the Balrog matchup now, where like crouch and wait because they're gonna fucking do it. And sit there, and as soon as I see his dumpy ass like hop backwards and teleport, I just hit parry, and it fucking hits every single time. Like,
yeah. I think if you're able to react fast enough, which is something I need to do because like react flash is pretty easy. I think now I'm gonna try and do the crouching heavy like crush counter because then I can get more juice off of it.
Mm-hmm.
That goes into guile, high kick, into flash kick, and if I really wanted to, flash kick super. But
ooh, that's the hot shit right there. Listen,
fucking flash kick super is so goddamn hard for my hands.
Oh, I can imagine. Like, right. It's hard for anyone's hands. Like, look, you're not alone, brother. But like, I think if you partition down, back, into up, then you can go back, forward, and count it all as one motion to get out super. But even
it's not just up. It's down, back, into forward, up.
Yeah, up, forward. Yeah.
Into back, into front. Like it's.
Yeah.
I think I've been able to do it more times than not, but that's only facing right. Now I have to try and practice going left.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I say it like it's so easy, but like once you're in the moment in the middle of a match trying to land it, unless you have that shit in your blood, it is not the easiest thing in the world. I'm sitting here as someone who doesn't even play Guile. I'm sitting here going, yeah, like that's not too bad, right? And then I know if I went into practice mode or did it, it would take me like a good 10-15 minutes to fucking get the motions down at least. Like just getting the motions down. Pulling it off in a match would be an entirely different beast. Like, I'd fucking... No way. But that's why I don't play charge characters, because I'm an idiot. I'll play big grapple boys. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
But, I mean, listen, I respect the zoner culture. You know, I appreciate it, because it's a craft. You know? I get it. And it honestly, some of my favorite matches are, like, maneuvering through the zoner style. Because Abigail doesn't deal well with pressure up in his face or zoning for that matter. But like, I'd much rather deal like navigating a minefield of sonic booms and flash kicks than fucking whatever Karen is. Oh god, that is awful. She's certainly a character.
Karen, I definitely have to play the zoning game. Like a lot of the time, I don't mind like. Not being the zoner and going in sometimes, but because I feel like in order to play Guile effectively, you have to be able to try both or flip-flop between them. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But Karen, like, I don't know. I still have some issues with her. I have to keep her out, and then I have to just react flash on the overhead she has that goes full screen.
There's a cotton in, I want to say Super Platinum that I used to run into all the time. I haven't run into him recently, but this dude would just sit, like he would just fucking round start, he'd just pop a squat, and he would just fucking wait, and it would throw me off because he wouldn't like move back and forth, he wouldn't press a fucking thing, he would just pop a squat and wait, and you would walk with him like a fucking frame of range, and out comes the crouching medium kick into Tenko, and like now you're across the screen, and he wouldn't like put on pressure, then he would just fucking pop a squat and just sit there, and that shit.
That's what I do, man.
It's different with Guile, because like with Guile, I'm like, all right, he's throwing booms out, like I can kind of navigate this. With him, it was nothing. He wasn't pressing a fucking thing. He would just fucking sit there and wait, and I would just like lose my fucking mind. It was, there's an old episode of Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball, where Goku was like in a tournament in hell, and he's just standing there like with his hands up, not moving, and I remember there's a demon who's like analyzing his stance, and he's like, oh my god, it's the perfect stance, like I can't attack him, he's perfectly defended, And I was just like, how? He's not doing anything. And that's how this fucking Cotting was. Just fucking sitting there. I was like, oh my god, perfect defense. I can't do anything. Just fucking... Oh, God. I've never rage quit a match, but like it got me fucking tilted. Just like, how do I navigate this?
Dude, sometimes like playing defensively is that it's the ultimate mind game. It's I'm setting my trap card and I'm waiting for you to activate it. That's all it is, man.
Well, I appreciate you guys doing it because it is a fucking nightmare to deal with. So thank you for at least making me have to mix up my game. Thank you for making me have to think every now and then. That's what I appreciate. I think that's
it goes back to Mario Maker. I want you to think, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, it all comes together. It all comes together. So you've been around fighting games for a long time. Have you gotten a chance to go to any events, like big ones, or is there one that you want to go to in the future, like in Evo or CEO?
Yeah, man. I would, cause I just like watching games, and the closest like FGC meetup, at least on like any of the boards I saw, was like fucking Miami. Like, kill me, man. That's 4 hours away. I'm not gonna be able to do that. 8 hours of driving just to fucking hang out with people I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to fucking go somewhere at least within an hour.
Yeah.
And see people that I might see every once in a while, especially if I can go back, because it's more accessible. But shit, man, fucking 4 hours, kill me, man.
Yeah, 4 hours.
No, I'd love to go to Evo. That's like I guess I'd be selfish, but I mean, if everything ends up right and I feel like I've got enough for this surgery, the rest of it's going towards the remaining bills from my last surgery because I'm still paying that shit off. Because I put that on my credit card, and God forbid if I don't see a fucking hike in interest every fucking month.
Right.
So anything else I'd probably put towards Evo. So because that's sure to be a spectacle. And I got Zoldrinks, our friend. He's offered for me to room up with him like he did with Gen Con when he brought me to that. So I'd probably do that. And yeah, that's I don't know if I could compete. I don't think I'm good enough to. So but I sure would like to. I've never really competed in anything other than like fucking Guitar Hero.
Hey, competing's competing, all right? You're not gonna. Far be it from me to knock anyone ever for fucking wanting to compete in anything. You're talking to someone that legitimately competed in Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 building matches, so it's okay. Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 was my shit, and like they used to have forum boards where you could submit coasters that were like well designed, and they'd be judged and shit like that, and there'd be panels. And when I was like 14, 15, I must have submitted a good couple dozen Roller Coaster Tycoon coasters that never won a fucking thing. But far be it for me to ever be like, oh, you only competed in Rock Band? Fuck off. Like, nah, man, competing's competing. That shit's fun.
I suppose.
Yeah, like, I won't knock it.
I think the difference for like things like Rock Band and Guitar Hero, though, if you're competing, like there is a maximum, and like I don't know, I feel like sometimes it would get boring if you're watching two people play the same song and they're both doing it equally well and they know all of the, like, then you're just watching a tie happen over and over again until someone messes up,
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, look, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, with like fighting games, I feel like it's like true competition. Like it's like all of those things combined. It's the stress, it's the characters, it's the player, it's the game, it's the atmosphere, it's it's the tension. It's fucking high.
Well, I'll say if you do make it out to Evo, either this year or next, or so on, like whenever you can make it out, I would recommend competing, even if you don't think you're good enough to compete. Like getting a taste of it, even if you go 0-2, I think is super worth it. because Lord knows I'm not good enough to compete like on a serious level. At least I like to tell myself that to keep myself humble. But like, you know, when I first signed up for my events and shit like that, the very first time I went to Michigan Masters, getting the taste of that is really something special. So if you go to Evo, I might be there at the same time you are. I will force you to fucking compete. I will drag your ass into a goddamn pool if I have to. We'll make it happen. I will.
All right.
Look, it's far be it for me to tell someone what they should do, but that's one of those things there. If you're at Evo, you might as well fucking throw out the dukes. What happens if you're running to Daigo in pools and you frustrate Daigo and take a round off him? That's a fucking story you can tell forever.
Man, so I really look up to Daigo. So, that would be killer.
Well, look, while we're talking about heroes within the FGC, or people that you look up to in the FGC, do you have a favorite story that's come out of the FGC? That like you really look back on and you're like, man, that's something really cool that I like about fighting games, or I like about this person that plays fighting games, or even a personal story for yourself.
Man, I mean, I don't know, man. Aside from like the obvious like top 10 moments in you know fucking FGC history, you know, fucking you got Evo moment 37. That's fucking insane. You can see Justin Wong just fucking mashing on his fucking stick, trying to mess up Daigo's like timing, just like mashing on it. It's fucking nuts. I love that. Oh man, I gotta say this last Capcom Cup was pretty nice. Seeing Punk lose with his high and mighty attitude. I mean, he's an amazing player, but I feel like his attitude needs a check sometimes.
Well, Idom did that for him, man. Idom played a monstrous grand finals.
Yeah, as someone who's not sponsored, like that's nuts.
Yeah. I appreciate that. There've been I don't know if that's like confirmed in a story anywhere, but like a lot of hearsay and a lot of talk from his friends is like he doesn't want to be sponsored until he finishes school. Like he'd like to finish school first, and then worry about like focusing on fighting games as a career, which I think is super cool and like a really good thing for him to do. And for him to be, like you said, unsponsored, and he only traveled in the U.S. You know, I think he was like 29th ranked. Like he only had 1/5 or 1/7 of the points that Punk had. And still,
but
like,
Punk also had like more than numbers 2 and 3 combined.
Yeah, I mean, almost 5,000 points, which was ridiculous. So, you know, going in, everyone was like, you know, this is Punk's year to win, everything like that. And Idom fucking, his wake up jab is one frame. I swear to God. That dude fucking woke up jab so many Japanese players. Like, he forced the Laura matchup knowledge into those Japanese players. Everyone that he fought. And he fucking performed super well. You know, he was down 2-0 in grand finals, reversed 3-0, reset the bracket, and then won 3-1 in true grand finals.
Yeah, I heard he had thought about switching characters, but then he was just like, "Nah, I got this," and then just stuck with Laura.
Yeah.
So,
oh man, to go up 2-0 on Punk, and then lose, and then switch to Poison and take the final game with Poison, where now Punk is locked in on Karen. Like Punk can't switch to Cammy or G to deal with Poison. All of a sudden, oh man, like that was awesome. That was a fucking spectacular moment.
It's my Evo, man. Not my Evo, my Super Bowl watching tournaments like that. So I'm all in. So
they put on a hell of a fucking show. So yeah, I agree with you there. It's all the excitement that I miss out from like waiting for big games to happen in the NFL and like other sports show like that I watch. Oh, like in MMA, CPT Tour covers that shit, man. Especially Capcom Cup every year delivers. Every year it delivers. Well, from there, I'll throw it to the chat. If anyone has any questions for Skullman Scotty about his Mario Maker levels, about growing his guile in playing the zoning game. Anything you want to ask Skullman about his surgeries, throw it at us in the chat, and we'll ask him about it. We'll see what he thinks. But while we're waiting for those to come in, if anyone has any questions, Skullman, I'll throw it to you. What's on your mind lately? What do you want to talk about? Is there anything on your chest that you feel like you have to get off? Whether it be about fighting games, whether it be about people within the fighting games, about American healthcare system, anything that's on your chest, anything you want to talk about, this is your platform to get it out right now.
I kind of wonder what my guile is like against your Abigail.
Look, if this is you saying run the set, we'll fucking run the set. We'll do it right after this goddamn stream. I don't give a shit. I'll get to cut and post in this episode afterwards.
And I'm off, so it's not like I have to run to work afterwards. So
hell yeah. Listen, we'll run the set. I don't mind.
Because I used to take matches off you with my Akuma, but now I'm no longer doing that SRK on your fucking Abigail walk anymore. So I only have single hitting flashes. Now I gotta see what I can do about it.
All right. Look, you can time the flash kicks well enough to beat me out. I'll tell you that much right now.
I'd only be able to hit you and land behind you. That's the best I could do, unless I do EX or I'm using V trigger 2, because I have to hit you with at least 2 moves, and then with your charge, man, I don't know. I can just jump that. Like that's intimidating as fuck.
Nah, it's fine. It'll be all right. Guile's a fucking hell of a matchup for Abigail. You'll be fine. But yeah, if you want to run the set after this, absolutely. Rockdan asked, do you have any plans to play or learn other fighting games in the future, like Street Fighter V?
Probably not.
Probably not.
It's just because I'm hella broke. Like if I think I have Dragon Ball Fighters, but Dragon Ball Fighters is again one of those games that you get one interaction and then that's it. So I feel like Street Fighter is my speed. I've never been good with 3D fighters like with Tekken or Soul Calibur. But I'd probably learn something like a Soul Calibur because they're less combo-y and more about like footsies and stuff. Mm-hmm. So probably like a Soul Calibur, but I'd have to own the game in order to do that, and I won't be able to buy it. Yeah, well,
so, we got tumors to take care of right now. God damn it, we're worried about fighting games in the future. Ah, shit. Yeah, man. Again, if for anyone that's joining in now or anyone that's listening, we are going to have Skullman and Scotty's GoFundMe in the description down below. If you want to donate and help out with the medical bills to help get this fucking tumor out of him, it would be greatly appreciated. Newman wants to know, if it's already covered, never mind, but do you have any thoughts about Halo Infinite? What the fuck is Halo Infinite?
I have no clue what that is, man. So the last Halo I played was Halo 4. Which I did not play a whole lot of. That was the Halo that they introduced like a third faction. So not the Covenant, but it was like, or I suppose a fourth faction. It was like not the Covenant and not the Brutes, but it was some like tech thing. So I can't remember the name of it was, but I didn't play that so much. The last one I played was like that I was real into was probably Reach, because that Forerunners.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Thoughts in Flight. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah, I did remember that some of their weapons were hella tight, but like some of the other ones weren't. They were like the assault like they just every team, like every faction had the same weapons. They just looked differently. So it's like meh. Whereas like with like the Covenant weapons, they were the same as like the human weapons, kind of, but it was like they were better against shield, but not against like the person, and then the bullets were good against the person, not against the shield, and then you had fucking brute weapons, which just fucking killed you.
Allegedly, Halo Infinite is what they're calling Halo 6. So here, our thoughts are, we don't fucking know. We don't play Halo anymore. That's our thoughts. Our joint thoughts.
So we were talking about Halo 2 earlier. So everyone that I played with on Halo 2, they're still on my Xbox Live friends list. And you know how every so often people will be like, they'll send a message to all and they're like, I'm culling my friends list, so if you don't respond, I'm removing you because I want active people, right? These people have remained on my friends list forever and they still haven't removed me. And I don't think I've picked up my Xbox in fucking forever. Like, uh, I I think I went like 10 years without turning on an Xbox or having one for a long time. I boot it back up and it's just like, hey, your friends are online. I'm like, what friends? They would all be gone. Oh man, he's still online and he's playing fucking this? Man, good. Like,
Good shit.
what?
Way to keep it up, buddy.
I'm sitting in my inbox with fucking. I also get hate mail in my in my Xbox inbox
To this day? What the fuck?
to this day.
What?
Uh, so uh, there's this small like hack and slash side scrolling game that I played once ago. I think it's called like Dust and Elysian Tale. It's all right. Uh, but my game glitched out and like I died, but I wasn't dying. Like I was just floating across the screen, and I hit like a save point, and it automatically saved. And whenever you hit a save point, your progress is uploaded to a leaderboard. Uh,
What?
and because it was so glitched out, it said my progress was at like 17 million% completion.
Holy fuck.
So I'm number one on the leaderboard. So I get all this hate mail about how I'm such a cheater and whatnot. I'm just like, bro, I don't even fucking know. My Xbox shortly after that happened,
Motherfucker,
my
I don't even
original
play
like
this
Xbox
game.
360 fucking overheated and fucking just clocked out on me. So like I can't even be mad. Like yeah, fucking step aside, Gerard. I'm the completionist here. 100%. Fuck you.
Yeah, exactly.
17
Yeah,
million.
fucking, hey Gerard, we're gonna donate $250. Complete Dust Elysian Tale. Overtake the number one spot on the leaderboard.
Yeah, yeah. That's how to reinforce that I'm the villain when he goes and checks the leaderboard. No.
Oh shit. Well, all right. Well, on that note, I think we can end on a good note there. Skullman, Scotty, if people want to find you on the internet, where can they find you?
Uh, fucking. I'm on Twitter. I'm trying to get better at using Twitter. Because I'm a shut-in, so I don't do
Aren't we
anything.
all? No worries.
But I'm at stuck with 1234. Uh, and I'm on Discord at Skullman123, like Skullman, and then the identifying numbers 1234.
All right, all right. If you want to find me on the internet, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Pornhub, Walmart.com, everything at Sriracha Flash. That's where you can find me, and that's where you can find the show. If you guys would rate us on iTunes, it'd be greatly appreciated. Please, rate us on iTunes. That's the only way we can grow this show. We can grow this show, get more attention to the people that are on this show if you will rate it and review it and tell people how great we are. It's a big help. It really
Hit like
is.
and subscribe.
Yeah, fucking look, yeah, hit like, subscribe, thumbs up, turn on the fucking bell for notifications, all that fun stuff. I used to think it was a meme. It's not a meme, man. That shit's real.
Yeah, that's fucking like I worked in a call center. Fucking statistics, like all of your stats, they fucking matter, man.
Yeah, it matters more than you think, and I didn't realize it was so real. So, yeah, everything. If you guys follow the show, fucking share the show, tell your friends about it. Yeah, like, subscribe, sacrifice a goat, everything. Fucking whatever you gotta do. But rate and review on iTunes is a fucking big one. That if we can make it into the new and popular rating for iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, I should say, because iTunes is dead. Apple Podcasts, that's a big help for the show. And it's a big help for getting everyone that's been on their show promoted and more growth and exposure for all the people that are here. This is a community project, so help grow this, help grows the community. So there's that. We have merch. We have fun merch and shit like that. Sriracha Flash merch, some random merch, all kinds of fun shit. Trying to sell that. get my ass to CEO. We're trying to raise money to send Sriracha Flash to CEO. So if you guys want to help out with that, that'd be greatly appreciated. But other than that, this has been Skullman Scotty. This has been your host, Sriracha Flash. Thank you guys for joining us, and y'all have yourselves a good, wonderful night.